There comes a time in every creator's life when they upload a video, expect it to get views, but then it flops. It's understandable to get discouraged when this happens, and you end up believing that views and success is all placed on luck. But I'm here to tell you that just isn't the truth. Even though luck with the algorithm is definitely a factor, I'm here to give you some tips on how to make people care about your videos. And make sure you watch the end because the last tip is definitely one not many people think about. Isn't that right? My first tip to getting people to care about your video is to create the thumbnail and the title before even creating the video. The thumbnail and title is a very overlooked part of the video, and a lot of creators create the video, film it first, and then do the title and thumbnail after. I'll show some examples on the screen right now, but if you have too much going on your thumbnail, the viewer tends to get too overwhelmed and they're not gonna click on your video. Nowadays, looking at other people's videos and for myself, I tend to keep the thumbnail very simple. For your title, I would try to implement keywords that you think your viewers would search for. And for my thumbnails, I try to have one subject that the viewer can focus in on. My second tip that I have is to not have a niche, but then later down in your journey, buckle down on a niche that might be working. When I first started, especially in the shorts department, whether it be TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts, I made videos about anything and everything. Because I'm a new creator, I don't know what I want to make, so I'm just gonna make videos about my life. But later down on the road, I found that a lot of my editing videos on DaVinci Resolve were really successful, and I genuinely enjoy doing it. It doesn't mean you can't make videos about whatever you want in the future, but I think it's important to identify what your viewers like and what they want to follow you for. In my situation, I was just making content on whatever I liked, and I'm saying I'm very fortunate that a lot of people like what I like to do, which is editing. And while though the whole topic of this video is how to get viewers to enjoy your videos, to actually want to watch them, it's important to know that you have to do something that you like. If you're doing something that you generally don't like and you're trying to be someone that you're not, you're gonna burn out in the long run. And don't think in your head that, oh, the topic I like is way too niche, nobody's gonna like it. But I truly think that there's a community and a demographic for everything. So just find your little corner of the internet. It's also interesting that my niche seems to be tech and video editing. And a lot of people come to my page to learn from me, but in reality, I'm also learning with them. So another way to get people to want to watch your videos is to provide them a service, or in this case, a tutor. When creating videos, you need to think, what can you provide to the viewer? Tip 3 that I have is to develop systems to make you more successful and consistent. But Brian, what do you mean by systems? What does that even mean? Anybody on the internet can create content, but if they don't have the right systems in place, they're gonna burn out and become really unorganized. Some systems that help me stay consistent, not sponsored by the way, is Notion, Google Calendar, and a physical notebook. My point in mentioning systems is to help you stay consistent and organized so you don't give up in the first, week or two. For me, I do admit it's a lot more efficient to type down ideas on Notion, but there's something about writing it on a physical notebook that, scratches my brain. For me, I think of video ideas in the most random places like cooking or sitting on the couch or even taking a shower. So it's nice to have a notebook or your phone where you can go access Notion in a few seconds and just write that down before you forget. And using a dedicated calendar such as Google Calendar can be very important because you have so much stuff in your day and you need to dedicate time and space for your content creation. So it's easy to stay organized using that tool. I'm definitely a lot more consistent and organized due to these 3 things. So if you're a creator that just wakes up every day thinking, what should I create now? I would definitely recommend putting these systems in place. My 4th tip that I have, and I've definitely mentioned this before, but I just can't stress how important this is. Study other creators and take the information that they give you and make it your own. I didn't just come out of the womb knowing how to edit DaVinci Resolve. So what I do is go on social media pages, look at other creators and think, how can I make this into my own? When you look at these creators on other platforms like Instagram or TikTok, there's a lot of comments, there's a lot of shares on their videos. And if there's no comments and shares on your videos, you need to think and identify why. Maybe your content doesn't spark a question or it's not even engaging enough to warrant one. So you need to look at these other content creators and think, what are they doing right that I can implement into my videos? I think a lot of creators online are worried about implementing their own style, but when you first start off, you're not gonna know your own style and that comes within time. So I would recommend just keep creating videos and taking inspiration from others, and over time, people will come to your videos and recognize, hey, that's so-and-so's style. The 5th and last tip that I have to get people to care about your videos, and I said it was one of the most important ones, is to try to improve 1% on each video. A lot of people on the internet, including myself, are so obsessed with getting their videos to the highest quality they can. But you have to understand that that's not very realistic. And if you try to implement one new thing to each video, your quality will surely improve. Maybe steadily, but it'll still improve. And for me, I use that with my editing. I try to implement new things on each video that I make, and I can see in the comments that people like it, they appreciate it, and they see it. If you put in the work, people will see that your videos are improving and they'll start to care about the videos that you make. Just slow down, understand that social media is a long game, so you have a lot of time to improve. Don't rush it. I like to call it the 1% rule. On social media especially, some days you just have to push through and keep going, especially when you want to rot in bed. For example, if you go back to my old shorts and you go back to my old YouTube videos, you can see the quality that I have has drastically increased. Of course, this just didn't happen overnight. So I definitely think that you need to believe in yourself, improve 1% at a time, and the results will show. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. That was 5 tips on how to get people to care about your videos. If you thought any of those tips were useful, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. I think that's S. I have a lot of fun making these informational videos, and I'm sure I'll make some in the future. So if you got this far in the video, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Peace.